together as we walk on by, and we fly just like birds of a feather. I won't tell no lie. All of the people around us, they say, can they be that close? Just let me state for the record, we're giving love in a family dose. We are family. Hey, I got all my sisters with me. We are family. Get up, everybody, and sing. Sing it to me. We are family. I got all my sisters with me. We are family. Get up, everybody, and sing. Living life is fun, and we've just begun to get our share of this world's delight. High hopes we have for the future, and our goals in sight. We know we don't get depressed. Here's what we call our golden rule. Have faith in you and the things you do. You won't go wrong. Oh no, this is our family jewel. We are family. Yeah, sing it to me. I got all my sisters with me. Sing it to me. We are family. I can hear you, God. Get up, everybody, and sing. Ooh, we have faith in you and the things you do. Hey, I got all my sisters with me. Oh, we are family. Get up, y'all. Get up, everybody.
All right. What's going on, everybody? And welcome to another episode of Family Finance Friday with DJ the Money Coach. And this show is brought to you by the DJ the Money Coach team and the 7 Spheres of Money system. And before we get started and go to our beach tonight, go ahead and like this video. Share this video with 5 people. And if you're not already subscribed, subscribe to DJ the Money Coach right here on YouTube so you can help us get the message out and spread the word about the pom-pom lifestyle, which is plenty of money, peace of mind. Come join us on the beaches of the world. And tonight's beach is the Black Travel Expo conference in Atlanta coming up in 1 week, less than a week. So we're going to give you a preview tonight. So let's get into it. So DJ, go ahead and take it away.
What's happening, everybody? Happy Friday. That's right. So we're going to preview you guys the amazing Black Travel Expo in the ATL. Next week, we'll be shooting the show live on site from the gathering spot at 7:30 Eastern time. So plug in. We're going to show you a lot of great things, everything encompassing in travel, from tourism to business to passports to minority certifications. aviation, everything pertaining in travel that you need to know from leisure to business is all going to be encompassed at the Black Travel Expo, the largest expo of its kind. And we collectively as a people, we spent over $80 billion last year in travel. And this year, we're on pace to spend over $100 billion in travel. And our question to you is, how much equity and ownership do you have? I'm going to say that again, Nick. How much equity and ownership do you have in an industry that we're making wealthy beyond the wildest imaginations? So what you know about us, we believe in 3 very important principles, Nick. You know, number 1 is cooperative economics, which I'll be talking about in its entirety at the Black Travel Expo. Network. You are in direct proportion to your net worth based on your professional network. And if you're the smartest person in your network, you need to level up and get smarter, more connected people in your network. And then last but not least, what the Black Travel Expo really is about is an ecosystem. The Black Travel Expo is an ecosystem, ladies and gentlemen. And with that, when you have cooperative economics, a network, and an ecosystem, now you have the most powerful tool in your tool belt, which is the only 2 words you should ever and only have in your vocabulary, Nick. Equity and ownership, Nick. Put that up on the screen. Equity and ownership. Because anything that you participate and add life to, if you're adding value to it, you should have equity and ownership. And I'll give you a great example. And I'm not a big fan of this person, but I respect his game and his professionalism. Shannon Sharp. Why do I say Shannon Sharp? Because Shannon Sharp, 7 years ago, was signed as a high accomplished Hall of Fame football player to add a black perspective to a show with a guy named Skip Bayless called Undisputed. But the reality is, Skip Bayless thought he was the flagship person that everybody came to see, but he was appropriating our culture, and a lot of people let him get away with that. But what Shannon Sharp did over the past 7 years, Nick, he's actually brought more value to the overall product, and Shannon Sharp became more valuable, more popular than Skip Bayless, who Skip Bayless is probably like in his 70s or his late 60s. But he makes most of his money talking about black sports primarily and black culture things from a perspective that he tries to, appropriate from the simple fact that he had a, adoptive, mother that was a black woman in his life to help raise him with his regular, parents. So what Shannon Sharp figured out after 7 years, 2 years ago, he created a program called Club Shay Shay. And Club Shay Shay, over the past 2 years, Nick, has garnered over 1 million subscribers on YouTube. 1 million. So guess what Shannon Sharp finally woke up and got smart to say, whoa, hold up. I'm creating all this revenue, and most of the people coming to see Uncle Shay, they're not coming to see Skip Bayless, but we're talking about primary stuff that's akin to our own culture that we don't need a white perspective. So you know what Club Shay Shay did? They got themselves bought out of their undisputed contract, and they're taking that thing independent to have equity and ownership, baby. That was a great calculated business move that, in my humble but expert opinion, came way too late, but sooner than never is better. So what we're going to talk about, Nick, in the realm of tourism, every role that we play in tourism, especially on the exotic platform. If you've ever gone to any exotic island, what's the first people you see when you get on those sand beaches? Indigenous people who are melanated. Am I correct, Nick?
Yeah.
And 9 out of 10 times, they're African descent and heritage, so you might as well just be real about it. They're black.
Mm-hmm.
But the only bad thing about it, Nick, they're usually in a servitude capacity and they own 0.
Yeah.
And even the images when they shoot their commercials, they always show the Europeans. I got nothing against Europeans. But who do they show serving the Europeans in the commercials?
It's always the indigenous. Yeah.
Exactly. They have a smile on their face. They have a tray in their hand, and they're serving Europeans. That's the only role they play. And most time you go to these countries, I'm talking about, man, I've traveled everywhere. Fiji, Zanzibar, Bahamas, Jamaica, Nassau, just to name a few, Aruba, just to name a few spots on the planet I've gone to. And every time, Nick, those people are the most friendliest, loving, but they never own anything on their own island. So think about the power of the black tourism dollar that we're generating. And specifically, bro, I'm keeping it a buck. We have more professional black women that travel around the world than any group. I'm talking about all women. And they're creating economy for a corporation that doesn't look like us, but benefits from us. Have you ever heard of Black Twitter? Have you ever heard Clubhouse? Have you ever heard, and they give it this name, but they don't own anything, but they create a ecosystem that blows up a primaries platform that had no value till we got. You ever heard of this little small program called TikTok? Who made TikTok popular in the United States?
Black people.
And tell them what they were doing to make it popular.
Well, they were creating these dances, and then everyone else started appropriating them and doing them, and then the other groups of people are the ones that blew up after copying black people's routines.
Exactly. I remember the first cat that got most popular was a black dude about maybe 2.5 years ago. He got upset that people were stealing his dance moves and appropriated, and they were making more money than he was making. Guess what? You know what he should have done? First and foremost, he should have taken equity and ownership and authority of his image, trademark, and patent some stuff. But you know what? He couldn't see that far because he was desperate for attention. And after he gave up all his free stuff, there's no such thing as a free consultant. So the first thing, ladies and gentlemen, we're excited about in this preview is that we're going to talk to these people about the power of equity and ownership. And see, a lot of times, you know why we don't grab the equity and ownership? And the reason why Shannon Sharp didn't grab it initially, Nick, because he needed a paycheck. I'm going to say that again. We are more inclined to take the quick money because we don't want to go through the labor or the gestation period of building and having that baby, but we want the reward when the baby arrives. So if somebody comes up to you from a network and you got charisma, Deion Sanders, and you can draw into the University of Colorado, sold out a preseason spring game more than anyone in the whole country for a team that the year before was 1-11. Yeah, I'll give you $5 million, Deion. But you're getting $5 million. But Deion, are you getting anything on the back end of the gross revenues in equity and ownership? And we all know the answer to that. It's no. But if you're smart enough and you believe in yourself, like the founder, Maurice Foley, who created the Black Travel Expo, he's understanding the power of $80 billion to now over $100 billion in 2023 if he just stays the course through equity and ownership, which he has done. And it's not easy, Nick. And then he links up with the right people. Put that back up there again, Nick. Our 3 principles: cooperative economics. That means, ladies and gentlemen, people that look like you, that have high-level skill sets in equity and ownership, that can bring value to a concept. And then you network by finding other people in your network and other networks who have like interests from a consumer or open the door relationship, and then you create the ecosystem. So inside of tourism, there are multitudes of silos and funnels, which all business is being derived from the procurement side to the sponsor side to the manufacturing side, even to the people that are going to be there as vendors. Guess what they're going to be giving away? Novelty gift items, just like we're going to be giving away, but we're not giving away anything that we don't own, baby. See, we don't, because again, I need that check right now, Nick. I don't have the wisdom to see that I can build a network to 100,000, 1 million people, because I really don't believe in myself, or I really don't want to put the work in. And then when it starts growing, now I have buyer's remorse. Oh man, I'm worth A, B, C, and well, guess what? If I funded the platform and you didn't want to take ownership and you just wanted to be an actor in the play, you have no complaint, baby. So what we got to do, Nick, is flip the script on our people at the Black Travel Expo and encourage them to take the full authority of equity and ownership, even though it may not pay out on the front end. But if you're on the right pathway, it will pay multi-generational wealth in your legacy. But if you don't incorporate cooperative economics, you don't network with the right professionals, and you don't have the patience or the skill sets or the audacity to build your own ecosystem, there's a saying: you're either part of somebody's network or they're part of yours. And if you're a part of theirs, you're a consumer and you're never going to get wealthy. You may get a big check on the front end, but you're not going to own anything of value. But if they're part of your network, Nick, and you continue to grow it, then you will be paid for a lifetime. Does that resonate with you, ladies and gentlemen? Because that's what it's all about. So what we're going to be doing at the Black Travel Expo is we're going to be marketing and giving away stuff that we have majority ownership in, just like our show. So I'm not concerned, Nick, and Nick, you're not concerned if we only have 2,000 followers, because the amount of followers don't make the wealth for us. It's how we broker the deals with the value of our content and our ability to bring people together. And since we know our value, what did we tell Chase Bank when they said, hey, man, you don't have a massive group? What do we tell them the number one thing we bring to the table?
And we bring collectively, years of experience that, everyone else that's known and popular doesn't have.
And we bring quality over quantity.
Quality over quantity, yeah.
Give you an example. Lamborghini had a record year last year. Or was it Ferrari? It was one of those. They sold for the first time worldwide 5,000 either Lamborghinis or Ferraris. But guess what? They were selling those bad boys at $500,000 a clip. And they made over $5 billion. So, ladies and gentlemen, if we focus on the quality versus the quantity, and we can prove in a demographic, guess what? The Chase Banks, they're going to do business with us right now versus if we have 1 million followers or if we only have 2,000. And guess what? They did business with us right now because we've shown them over 20 years, we have our finger on the pulse in professional, middle class, and especially on professional Black middle class, which we showed them through 358 people that went through our program in 2 months last year, $42 million worth of opportunity for Chase and us. That's the power, Nick, of knowing who you are and understanding the 3 most important principles of cooperative economics, network, and ecosystem, and know the only asset participation class you want to be in is equity and ownership. That's the important piece. And I'll give you another flip side example of that. So let's talk about Meg Whitman. If anybody don't know who Meg Whitman is, she used to be the former CEO of eBay. And 15, 20 years ago, the eBay founders knew that they weren't CEO types, but they had a great business model. It probably was 20 years ago at least. And they were wise enough to go find the right CEO. So Meg Whitman at the time was a high-level about to be in a C-suite position, but just under at a Fortune 500 company. They approached her, Nick, sat down, said, look, Meg, we know we cannot afford to give you in salary $500,000 a year salary. But what we do know, Meg, is what we got, the auction block has never been done on the internet like this, and it's going to revolutionize the business, and we're willing to give you a piece of it, equity and ownership, but we can only pay you, Meg, $70,000 a year. At that time, Nick, in salary, that was like 1/3 of what she was already making. But Meg, to her credit, she looked at their business model. She looked at the revolutionary aspect of it being a disruptive technology, and she said, you know what? I'll take that deal. Guess what, Nick? She became a billionaire. She understood the power of equity and ownership, and she took her model of cooperative economics. Somebody contacted her through her network, and she plugged into the eBay ecosystem, and she took them to the moon and became a billionaire in the process. Why is it that our people don't follow the same model? Because a lot of times, Nick, our people have middle class income, but they don't have middle class wealth. So at the Black Travel Expo, I will be teaching our people, who a lot of them, Nick, will have six-figure incomes, $250,000 incomes. They'll have more degrees than a thermometer. But what they don't have, Nick, is real middle-class wealth. I hear you. DJ, money coach. But what's the difference between middle income and middle wealth? Real easy. Middle wealth has hard assets that produce the income that you make as an employee. Example, if I have $1 million worth of assets and they pay me a passive income of $8,333 a month, that's middle wealth because I don't have to work. Conversely, if I have a $250,000 job and I only own a $500,000 house that I live in and a $80,000 Mercedes that I drive, but if something happened to me at that job, I have zero income, you are a middle class earner, not a middle class wealth. And a lot of times you'll find out in our community, we have more degrees, more experience than our counterpart, but they come from middle class wealth. Their parents buy their first house, they pay for their college education, their grandparents help them out, and we are bringing everybody up through our middle class income bracket, not through our wealth bracket. Woo! Man, that either hurt or you got excited about that and you want to come to the Black Travel Expo. Now, I know you're saying, DJ, I can't make it to Atlanta. I want to be there. I want to hear about this cooperative economics, this network, this ecosystem. I want to meet all those sharp speakers to give me some knowledge to get ahead that I can apply. Man, I wish I could do that. Nick, we heard the people. We're for the people. So guess what, ladies and gentlemen? We're going to give you live inside the Black Travel Expo our point of view experience. So you'll first have me and Nick shooting the show live, interviewing a couple of people, grabbing them up, talking to them, and build a relationship for you, getting you contact information to make things happen for you. And let me tell you how important that is, Nick. I just recently got my global entry identification ID. Again, these things have been on back order in terms of the interview process. Hard to get an interview. Hard to get stuff. People were waiting 6, 12 months. But again, you know what I did, Nick? I tapped into my cooperative economics, more importantly, my network. Let me show you how pay it forward works. Last year, when we were in Zanzibar with our group of investors and our tourist people, we had about 20, 22 people with us. One of the people, well, actually two of the people, part of our group, one was a homeboy of mine named Mike. Mike is a world traveler. And he said, hey, DJ, you can do A, B, and C to cut the time frame, a legitimate hack to get the interview process and get your identification. Instead of taking it 6 months, instead of taking 2 months, you can get this done in like 30 days. Also, financially free deed. Same thing. She said, you know what? I took some advice, got an interview, came in from out of the country, got right on the spot, Dude, sure enough, I filled out my paperwork, did exactly what both of them told me. There were no interviews available in my area. And then they said, hey, it might be good if you check a couple of surrounding areas and you do this and it'll speed up. I was able to get my paperwork filled out, Nick. This is God's honest truth. I filled my paperwork out in 2 weeks and I got an interview 2 weeks later, and that's unprecedented. Got my global track entry. Why is that important, ladies and gentlemen? Because now I can walk through the lines. I don't have to take my shoes off. I don't have to take my belt off. But most important, it saved me a lot of time and give me a lot of availability to make money. So having the ability to have somebody already experienced that I don't have to go through to tell me what to do gives me wisdom. So if you're traveling and you want to have tapped into that, we're going to bring that to you live next Friday, right? And we're going to do it via live stream, baby, through our POV, point of view, ladies and gentlemen. Now, as a bonus, we're going to let you sit in on my keynote speech. Now, mind you, Nick, pull it up again. Show them I am the closer, baby. Y'all know, hey, when you go to a concert, the new edition concert that they kicked off last year and everybody wanted to go to, Jodeci is the bomb. Everybody likes Jodeci. Everybody likes, Charlie. What's his name? Uncle Charlie from the Gap Band. But was Jodeci and Uncle Charlie the headliners for the New Edition concert, or was New Edition the headliner? New Edition. So guess what? Did New Edition open up, or did they close the show? They closed the show because that's who everybody came to see. So what I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen, I am the closer at the Black Travel Expo. So what does that tell you? That means I have more things to share with the whole conference collectively because I have built the ecosystem. I do have cooperative economics, and I have leveraged our network to bring some valuable information that collectively nobody else has on this planet to show people how to execute, build, develop business on the continent of Africa and do it with business credit with other people's money that makes me the headliner. And since you can't be there live, we're going to bring that to you live, baby. So what if you would have been able to stream the New Edition concert because you couldn't afford that $700 ticket to sit up front? That's right. Some of them New Edition tickets with $7 bills, baby. Front row. But what if you had the POV from the front row and all you had to spend was 1/10 of that? Would that be of value to you? But I'm only talking, Nick, to the real people who want to get quantum leaps in their life in the tourism world, in the business world, and in the tax world. I was just looking at a dude on YouTube. He's charging like $397 to stream his concert, his conference, Nick. And guess what? He got people paying it, but he ain't bringing these type of high quality professionals to his conference like the Black Travel Expo is. But people are giving him their money. And you know why? Because he's got something like 50, 60, 70,000 followers, and he claims that he's got a 7-figure passive income on the regular. So here's what we're going to do for you, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to give you the live show in Atlanta from the gathering spot. So it'll be the Black Travel Expo live with DJ the Money Coach and Nick Westbrooks. And then the next day, it'll be live Black Travel Expo closer, keynote speaker, DJ the Money Coach, and showing you all these beautiful Black professionals who are contributing to $100+ billion economy. And unfortunately, we don't even own 1/10 in the equity and ownership suite. But thanks to you and thanks to us applying our cooperative economics, leveraging our network, and having built the ecosystem, you will have access to this today. Nick, let's take them to the break and show them how we're going to give them an opportunity to get it live And we're going to throw in another bonus. But I'll let Nick show you what that other bonus, and the other bonus is going to be even better. So we'll be right back after this availability so you can get the live stream right now. Check it out. Happy summer, everybody. We got an amazing opportunity for you to join the Pom Pom lifestyle movement. That's plenty of money and peace of mind. First, I'm going to give you a master class. It's going to teach you how to buy businesses, buy real estate, leverage the tax laws, and do it interest-free for 18 months to build credit up to $100,000 to acquire the asset. As a bonus, I'm going to give you one consultation with me, one consultation with Financially Free D. As a super bonus for the first 10 people only, I'm going to give you a live stream of my keynote speech at the Black Travel Expo and show you how I buy resorts, build businesses in Zanzibar so you can take a bite out of Zanzibar. On top of that, I'm going to give you another bonus, live stream from Zanzibar. I'm going to walk you through all the properties and the conference, and all you have to do is hit that link. I'll see you in Zanzibar. Come join us on the Beaches of the World Club. God bless.
Another banger. Baby, calm down, calm down. Yo, this your body, you put in my heart for lockdown, oh lockdown. Yo, you sweet life, phantom, phantom. If I tell you say I love you, you know they for me, young girl, oh young girl. No, tell me no, 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 oh, 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 oh. Baby, come give me your lo, 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 oh, 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 oh. You got me like.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's right. We're going to give you two live streams, a master class, and the two live streams are a bonus, ladies and gentlemen. So let me reiterate to you again. Equity and ownership is the only asset mindset you should ever have in your life. And that equity and ownership should be based on passive income through owning businesses, buying real estate, and leveraging the tax laws. And if you take that mindset and you incorporate that with cooperative economics, which means work with your people, define a professional network, and have an ecosystem, which we have our own, and we are creating an interdependent relationship with the founder of Black Travel Expo to take us all to the mountaintop. So here's the thing that you need to know. When you get to the mountaintop, they don't say, what took you so long? They say, welcome. There's more space than anything you've ever seen, and we got more room for more people to come. But in order to get there, you got to bond together. So what we're going to do for your benefit is we're going to give you that access point that you don't have access, so you get the code to shortcut the shortcut legitimately. So imagine if you were like me and you need to shortcut the shortcut and you are starting to do travel everywhere and you want to be able to speed up your process and have less headache, and you don't want to have to take your shoes and stuff all the time, but you don't know how to get it done in less than 3 to 6 months, and we can show you how to get it done in 30 days to 45 days. What value would that be for you? It'd be exceptional. What if you were able to be taught how to become minority business enterprise in half the time, because we have done it for over 10 different small businesses. We actually have 2 people that at the beginning of the pandemic, Black professional women, we got them through the orientation. to get their minority women business enterprise, Nick. And everybody was stopping during the pandemic because everything stopped. And you know what? I just gave them some wise advice because I've been there, done that, Nick. I said, don't you get out of line. But I remember Renee was like, well, hey, DJ, everybody stopped coming to the orientation. I said, that's an event. Now you just sped up to the front. And she kept doing what we told her, Nick. And during the pandemic, she got her minority women business enterprise certification that's now priceless in her consulting business. Sometimes it's just a couple of little words to people of what you already done that they don't know about that can speed up. What if you can come to an event like this? Well, let me give you another real life example. Now, I have done the financial education for employee enrollment for the Montgomery Regional Airport in Montgomery, Alabama, October of 2000 and was it 19, Nick, or 2020? 2019. I think it was 2019, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, it was 19.
So I was able to get a contract with the Montgomery Regional Airport without having to be certified, what I call Black. But typically, these contracts require minority certification. But here's the tip. I'm a majority, but I look like what they try to denote as a minority. But I'm a majority, right? And to show my power of majority, I found a loophole that allowed me to win the contract that would take me months of going through these certification classes, but I needed to do the deal now, just like Reginald F. Lewis was the first person ever to get accepted into Harvard Law School without ever taking an exam. I find the loopholes, brother. So I was able to find a loophole, do a great job with the CEO named Marshall. Melvin and I knocked it out the park. And then guess what? Here's where the pay for it came in. Marshall said, hey, DJ, you want to get into other airports? I'm going to recommend you, which you have to have a recommendation, Nick, to this organization to even apply. The Aviation Minority Advisory Council, so you can start doing business with the other airports based off the precedent that you accomplished with us at the Montgomery Regional Airport. Nick, how much do you think that was a value to Melvin and I?
Oh, I mean, it opened up, it opened up the floodgates, to more relationships, more business, more partnerships.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think you can put a price on that.
No, we can't. But I can tell you this: we got a 6-figure deal.
Yeah, you got that. Yeah.
From that, guess what? Chase don't even come to the table if I didn't do the deal with the Montgomery Regional Airport. Mm-hmm. But check this. Let me go back even further in time. Back to the future, ladies and gentlemen. Show you how powerful. So guess how I met Marshall? I, again, put that up there. Cooperative economics, network, and ecosystem. Let me show you the power of this, ladies and gentlemen. That I don't have to be on these social media platforms because I know how to really network as a go-getter. 2011, Nick, I was a sponsor vendor at the National Black Public Administrators Conference in my hometown of Chicago. Guess how I got connected with that? Through my good friend, Eric, who happened to be at the time a director for the city of Houston. But the reason why he gave me that connect, because I actually did the financial education for his credit union. Can y'all see how the dots are connected? So let's check this out, Nick. So I meet Eric in 2009. I knock it out the park for his credit union. 2010, he tells me about the upcoming National Black Public Administrator Conference in Chicago. I'm in the bill pay business, brother. He gives me a preferred vendor sponsorship because all the great work I did. Are y'all paying attention? I think there was an internet back then. I think there was a YouTube back then. I parlayed that relationship, taking care of business, leveraging my network because I earned the relationship, did something great for his organization. And then I just asked him, Eric, is there any organizations, conferences that will be of value that I can show my bill pay business. He said, DJ, we got one coming up in Chicago. I'll get you an entry application and I'll give you our endorsement. And with that application, you had to be endorsed. I got that, Nick. Set up booth with my oldest son, putting him to work. He was about 10 years old. I think it was 9. He was 9. We're working the conference. Guess who comes by our booth? I already mentioned the person.
Yeah, Marshall.
Marshall comes by our booth. Follow the dots to the yellow brick road, brother. Marshall was like a mid-level manager or director at an airport, small one in Tampa, Florida at the time. We got to know each other. I kept in touch with him. And then over a period of time, I would just connect with him on LinkedIn. Fast forward, I'm on LinkedIn. Hadn't talked to Marshall in about 3 years. I see he just got hired as the new CEO of the Montgomery Regional Airport. Are you following me? Cooperative economics, network, ecosystem. But what was I able to do for Marshall that was valued? I knew that that airport had financial troubles with the employees because Marshall had talked about it. I said, Marshall, guess what? I have a friend. Dude, I'm going to take you even back to 2006. Check this out. You want to talk about experience and skill sets. So Marshall had never been to Alabama and Montgomery on a regular basis. So even though he got hired as the first Black CEO, I said, Marshall, how would you like to have an introduction, serve them first, to all the players in Montgomery, Alabama? He said, of course. Who could do that? I said, yours truly. So guess what, Nick? I go back into my deeper network. And I reach out to my good friend, Stacia, who lives in Montgomery Regional, in Montgomery, Alabama. And she does all the municipality employee benefits for the fire department, the police department, and some of the municipality employees. And I said, Stacia, would you be kind enough to take Marshall around and introduce him to some other people that he should know? She did that. He felt good about me because, again, I hadn't talked to him about 2-3 years. So, you know, we remember each other's name-wise, but we didn't really remember us fully because I didn't do any major business with him. But when I was able to do that for him, Nick, I then said, Marshall, I noticed you were talking about what are the things you want to establish in your legacy at the airport, and one of them was financial education and stewardship. I said, just by chance, Marshall, that's what I do on a regular basis. Guess what Marshall said? Let's sit down and have a conversation. The rest is history. Now, let's bring it right here to today, June 2nd, 2023. Guess who's going to be at the Black Travel Expo in Atlanta checking us out again?
I mean, don't tell me Marshall's gonna be there.
Marshall's gonna be there because now he has moved on and he is a chancellor of one of the major Black HBCs used in Atlanta. You see how that works, brother? You see what I'm talking about, ladies and gentlemen? And all that's done not on this platform here, brother. That's done behind the scenes because I am a master at cooperative economics. I'm a master at professional networking to the C-suite, and I'm a master because I took the pain, the agony, the sweat, the tears to build our own ecosystem. And what's the name of our ecosystem, Nick?
7 Spheres of Money.
7 Spheres of Money, baby. Built this bad boy in 2002, and what is it doing today? Still paying massive returns. But when we first started it, I got laughed out the building, brother. Oh, man, you going to quit your high-paying job and go start some financial education? Some 7 Spheres of what? But I did my homework, baby, and I realized that professional middle class across the board of any person, white, black, Asian, Indian, all had pains in the financial education sector, and there was nobody serving it at a massive level. The only person who was on the radar at the time was Ramsey and Susie Orman. And I had the audacity, Nick, to jump off the cliff into the deep and survive. Not only surviving, ladies and gentlemen, but we are thriving. So why would this conference be very important to you? If you travel in any capacity and you are Black, you should be at this conference. Pull that website back up again. They're going to have people there to get children passports. Here's an unfortunate aspect of our profession. Do you know that Black professionals, even though they travel, Black people across the landscape, they have less passports than other ethnicity groups? Right there. Passport assistance program for teenagers. Speed up the process for you. Guess what? I'll get that person on screen and talk to them and interview them right there on the spot. Could that not be valuable for you? I don't know. We've had people, Nick, that lost business deals because they didn't even have a passport. I am shocked sometimes when I talk to people and they have businesses and we talk about going out of the country, and outside of going to Mexico and Canada, they don't have a passport. And I'm talking about, Nick, I met people that look like us that got 7-figure businesses. And then all of a sudden, hey, yeah, man, I want to invest in Zanzibar. And oh, man, I got to get my passport. What? You don't have a passport? Are y'all hearing me out there? So this conference, if you travel in any capacity domestically, and if you are trying to travel internationally, you need to know everything about traveling, the protocols, going from different countries, the visas. Hey man, let me shame me now. Dude, I didn't know probably about 18 years ago, outside of traveling to American territories and Mexico, that you had to have a visa to go to countries. And when I went to my first one, and they were talking about a visa, I was like, a visa? What do I need a visa for? And I sounded so stupid. But guess what? The people that went with us last year, 50% of them were first-time travelers, Nick. And we lessened their reservations about traveling, their fears about traveling, and we provided services to them because guess what? Financially Free D has traveled extensively across the world, and she took the painstaking time to sit down with these people via a conference call once a month for 6 months in a row, Nick, to set them up, get the visa paperwork, get the passports, all the stuff that didn't have to do is now paying massive return. Again, man, power of cooperative economics. We started out building this resort 2 years ago, Nick, and 2 of the people that didn't even have passports are not only investors in Zanzibar with us, but they actually have bought a unit as well. And it's off the strength of how we handle the soft people skills. Remember we did a show about soft people skills? So one of the things they're going to be talking about at the Black Travel Expo is how to be an expat. Black women in international travel. Black men in international travel. The positives, the negatives, how not to be taken advantage of. Do you know how important that is? So pull that up one more time, the Black Travel Expo. Let's just slowly scroll down, and then let's go to our last break. Run the last spot. We'll come back and wrap it up because this is powerful, ladies. If you're not participating in the premier Black Travel Expo and you travel domestically, you might as well just stop traveling. Don't you need to know about the new identification that's required in America? The new driver's license, the new passports. You think you might need to know about that. Talk about people who are worried about having their vote suppressed because of voter registration cards. All this stuff, Nick, at the Black Travel Expo. Expats, C-suite, women, men, children, businesses, corporate sponsors, the power of our dollar and equity and ownership, brother. And we're going to give it to you live, baby. So you don't even have to physically be there. But if you can be there, come on. But if you can't, we're giving it to you for a song. Look at all these beautiful black people showing their wares, showing the opportunities. And again, who are you seeing primarily in these videos, Nick? Black women. We need to level the playing field, get our brothers' game up, and talk about equity and ownership. Not only talk about it, but be about it. But since we're about it, Nick, we're going to show them how to have equity and ownership, tapping into cooperative economics, leveraging their network, and creating or joining a mature, thriving ecosystem. Because show the sponsor page. Because this sponsor page, it looked like international companies to me. It don't look like black companies, which is cool. Go to the sponsor page, Nick. So these sponsors, they understand the power of your consumerism dollar, and they understand you don't understand the power of your equity and ownership asset power. But guess who's going to be on there on your behalf, making it happen for you? That's right, yours truly. And you can get that right through the live stream. And again, the first 10 people, we're going to give you not only the live stream of the Black Travel Expo, but I'm going to give you the live stream of our tour at the resort that we're building, the business conference that we're doing, and how to build those relationships to give you a leg up to get you schooled. And I'll end it with this before you go to the break. I never wanted to go to Alaska, but then my godparents to my children had went to Alaska on one of these very expensive cruises, and they showed me all these magnificent pictures and everything. And then I was like, man, that's kind of cool. You know what I did, Nick? I sat down with Camille and Ed, and I said, show me all the shortcuts that you had to painstakingly learn on your trip to Alaska so I don't have to go through them. And they showed me, oh, go talk to this person. Go talk to this person. Dude, not only did I save thousands of dollars off my price of my ticket, but I also found little places to go to that gave a greater experience, bro. So it was like I had already been there already. This is the power of the network, brother. So if you do any type of traveling, domestic or international, and you look like me and Nick, and you can't be there physically live, you need to be there live to stream and take advantage to get a leg up, because if you got a trip coming up soon and you're doing international travel, this is the only conference that you need to be participating in. Period. End of story. So with that, Nick, let's take a break and let's come back and wrap this thing up. You're watching the Black Travel Expo preview show with DJ the Money Coach as the closer keynote speaker, talking only about equity and ownership. And I'm going to show all our beautiful people how to buy businesses, buy real estate, leverage the tax laws in the beautiful continent of Africa on the island of Zanzibar. But I'm also going to teach them how to do it in America too. We'll be right back after these words from our sponsors, which happen to be us.
Ah, baby, my Valentine. Can I hit the Mickey with temperature difference? If you leave me a good time, I swear. You are like the oxygen I need to survive, I'll be honest. Loving the thought of me, I I want to chop your love. Never did it back and it's feel. Open up, make us feel. Yeah, my love one thing. Me make a bad man sing. Where you from, come? But then I follow, come. Love is silicon. I got the finish work.
Happy summer, everybody. We got an amazing opportunity for you to join the Pom Pom lifestyle movement. That's plenty of money and peace of mind. First, I'm going to give you a master class. It's going to teach you how to buy businesses, buy real estate, leverage the tax laws, and do it interest-free for 18 months to build credit up to $100,000 to acquire the asset. As a bonus, I'm going to give you one consultation with me, one consultation with Financially Free D. As a super bonus for the first 10 people only, I'm going to give you a live stream of my keynote speech at the Black Travel Expo and show you how I buy resorts, build businesses in Zanzibar so you can take a bite out of Zanzibar. On top of that, I'm going to give you another bonus, live stream from Zanzibar. I'm going to walk you through all the properties and the conference, and all you have to do is hit that link. I'll see you in Zanzibar. Come join us on the Beaches of the World Club. God bless. All right. Welcome back. You're watching DJ the Money Coach, Family Finance Friday. Today's show is Black Travel Expo preview, baby. And we're going to go there and knock it out the park. And there's a saying, Nick, ain't no stopping us now. DJ, hit me with some of that music, baby. Because we are in fuego.
There's been so many things that's held us down, but now it looks like things are finally coming around. I know we've got a long way to go, and where we'll end up, I don't know. But we won't let nothing hold us back. We're putting our show together, we're polishing up our act. If you've ever been held down before, I know you refuse to be held down anymore. Don't you let nothing stand in your way. I want y'all to listen to every word I say, every word I say. Ain't no stopping us now. We're rolling up. Ain't no stopping us now. We got the groove. Ain't no stopping us now. I know. Ain't no stopping us now. We got the groove. We got it. I know you know someone that has a negative vibe, and if you're trying to make it, they only push you aside. They really don't have nowhere to go. Ask them where they're going, they don't know. But We won't let nothing hold us back. We're gonna put our show together. Gonna polish up our act well. And if you've ever been held down before, I know you refuse to be held down anymore. Well, don't you let nothing stand in your way. I want y'all to listen. Every word I say, every word I say. No. We're moving, grooving, moving, yeah, I know. Moving. Ain't no stopping us now. We're on the move, I know. We got the groove.
Yeah, baby. That's right. Ain't no stopping the pom-pom lifestyle movement, Nick. Plenty of money, peace of mind. It's a movement, ladies and gentlemen. This is a movement that started 21 years ago. When an idea time is here, nothing can stop it, ladies and gentlemen. So you should be excited about your future. You should be excited about the power of cooperative economics and how to utilize that tool the proper way. And if you don't know how, plug into us, baby. If you are the smartest person in your network and you ain't achieving your dreams, plug into us. And last but not least, the hardest part, if you don't have an ecosystem, but you do have a component, plug into us. I want to give a shout out to Eric and Tammy, who we're about to partner with on a major opportunity, ladies and gentlemen, in the medical field, on the residential side, brothers and sisters. And guess what? They all began the process. They saw us on a platform. They came to a master class. They were already successful, Nick. They vetted us. And it turned out that we were the real people who we say we are because we do what we do. There's a saying, you know what? Preach what you practice. Woo! 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 Preach what you practice. So when Erica and Tammy checked out Emerge Financial and saw we had some heavy hitters in the CPA field, 30 years plus, impressed. When they talked to the big dog, Nikki, who's been on Forbes magazine as one of the top financial estate planners, they just made DJ the Money Coach look even better. It's the system, baby. What did Bill Belichick used to say with the Patriots, baby? Do your job. Don't try to get pat on the back. Follow the system. There's no superstars in team. It's the system, baby. So now that that's sharp, very successful, couple who's out here doing work in a field we've been trying to get into, came through our process, and they vetted us, and we got excited about that. So guess what we doing, Nick? We going to network, bringing other professionals together, and take down a major opportunity, baby. All through a sliver, Nick. But some of y'all out here, y'all watching these cats, read a couple of books, very great personalities. 98% of these people, Nick, personality over principles. And unfortunately, in our community, we follow the personality versus the principles. So this is my only, public service announcement. Because again, I'm a licensed professional, ladies and gentlemen. I don't need to read comments about anybody because I practice what I preach. And better yet, I only preach what I practice because we have the receipts. And when you meet successful people and you can add another value to their lives on the mortgage banker side, because I used to be a minority owner of a mortgage bank, albeit you can't take my experience away from me, dog. What do our parents always tell? They can never take your education away. But what they didn't teach you on the equity ownership side, because they were, bamboozled, they didn't teach you that you can't take away your experience as being an entrepreneur on the real tip. And kudos to the millennials who starting to figure this out. Working for somebody ain't really a cup of tea. Owning and going through the process and shortening it through relationships, through cooperative economics, through a real professional network, and then building an ecosystem is where real success is. That's legacy. And that's what God put that in every individual. And I push back on anybody who say, oh, everybody ain't meant to be an owner. You know what? That is an outright lie, because God gave everybody a dream to be totally self-reliant and self-sufficient through their own agency. It's just the reality is you have been robbed of that, because when we came out of the agrarian culture into the industrial age and people created assembly systems, they took away your most powerful thing, was your ownership for a paycheck. And now what they're doing with AI and Chat GPT, they're taking that away from you. But they can't take that away from me, Nick. They can't take that away from you. Because once an owner, always an owner. Because we think in the C-suite only on equity and ownership, brother. Real talk. Is it easy? No. But it's the best game in the town. Because if it wasn't, why everybody else trying to create these startups in Silicon Valley? Why ain't they out there trying to get the best paycheck? And again, why did Shannon Sharp finally realize what his real value was when he should have known that when he got fired at CBS like 15 years ago? But because he needed a freaking paycheck and he didn't have the gonads to go out and build it, because he didn't want to invest his own money, he took the easy route of celebrity. Nothing wrong with that, but guess what, baby? Nothing substitutes equity and ownership. And I'll leave you with this. I'd rather make $100,000 in my business, doing on my time, my terms, my philosophy, my principles, my morals, than making $1 million for somebody else to tell me what to do and what I can't do. Because right now, in this month, you ain't gonna sneak up on me and tell me to do some godless promotion of some damnation and appropriate the beautiful rainbow that was given to us by God. And God said in BK1, I give you this rainbow to tell you I'm never going to flood the earth ever again and wipe it out. This is my gift to you. That's the rainbow, baby. And I'm not worried about some, score. Because I don't need to have one, because I don't need to have one. And don't get this twisted. I love all humanity, but don't push up on my block and my door and tell me to do something that I know goes against my morals, my principles, and my beliefs. You keep that in your house. But the rainbow, baby, that belongs to God. And that is his gift to us, that there will always be sunshine. And he will never flood this earth again. So excuse me that I have equity and ownership. And if that ain't your cup of tea, get off my channel, baby. No big deal. But if you want to be real and own everything that you have and let nobody destroy what God has in store for you, keep subscribing, keep sharing, and keep liking, because this is the truth. I took you all the way back to 2006 and show you how it's still paying dividends in the legacy of our organization on 6/2/23, because I know how to build business, community, cooperative economics, networks, and ecosystems. And at the end of the day, my children and your children never got to worry about nothing when they're the boss. So Nick, we're excited. If you want to roll and you want to tap into the Black Travel Expo and you want to see it live, hit that link. If you want to see how we do business from the real tip live in Zanzibar, hit that link. And if you want to know how to build small businesses and take it from $500,000 to $5 million, hit that link. Because you know what? I got 12 businesses that I've started. 8 of them have been failures, but really they were learning tools, just like you go through 1st through 8th grade, freshman to senior in high school, and you go from freshman to senior in college, and you guarantee nothing. But on the road of entrepreneurship, once you fail, it becomes a learning platform to get better in your next endeavor, i.e. experience, baby. So I'll leave you with this. It only takes 3 years, Nick, to make $250,000 in business. The first year, you invest in yourself, research, development, training, and you don't negotiate the price. The second year, you build up experience by building a clientele base, by showing the people what you can do for them or what you're willing to do legally, ethically, and morally sound, and you don't count the reps. You get your 10,000 hours of professional, deliberate experience. In the third year, you become the resident professional expert. Does that sound familiar? I'm going to go right back. 2006. Boom. I create a relationship. Boom. 2010. It matriculates to another relationship. I got better. 2011. I'm in Chicago doing bill pay. I meet Marshall. He's at a manager position or a director in Tampa. We stay connected. I'm learning, matriculating through the process of entrepreneurship. This is my master's degree at college that nowadays you're going to pay $250,000 and no guarantee, but I'm in the game. And then we turn around, boom, 2018, I see my brother on LinkedIn and I connect him with my good friend from 2006 to give him favor with people in the city, which in turn had him say, DJ, what can I do for you? Oh, I thought you never asked, Marshall. I happen to provide financial education. Booyah! And now, 2023, he's now at another high-level position. And guess what? He's coming out to see yours truly rock the boat about Zanzibar. I welcome all to come to the party and win with us, baby. You can't get this on YouTube. You can't get this on IG. Because see, consumer debt free, 800 credit score, and a track proven 6-figure passive income. And I don't need to brag about it because we're about it. So, Nick, with that said, we wrapped it up. Any parting words for Black Travel Expo preview? We're going to knock this party out the park next week, live, 7:30 Eastern time in the ATL. And, Nick, we're going to Reverb, and we're going to be at the rooftop at the after party.
Yeah.
Talk to him, brother. Get us out of here.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, I'll just wish everybody a good night. You know, thank you for watching Family Finance Friday with DJ the Money Coach. And like we said at the beginning, you know, we know you love what you saw and what you heard tonight. So go ahead and share this with somebody, you know, and subscribe so you can get these notifications. And so you can get that notification for next week. You know, once you hit the link, get in and stay tuned. So you're right on time. And along with wishing everyone a good night, we wish everyone a pom-pom lifestyle. It's plenty of money, peace of mind. Yes. Plenty of money, peace of mind. Come join us on the beaches of the world. Now, our beach may be the Black Travel Expo in Atlanta, up on that rooftop at the Reverb Hotel. Our beach may be Zanzibar, but that doesn't have to be your beach. Your beach is wherever you find your peace and your mental tranquility. So we will see you at the Black Travel Expo next week.
That's right, baby. And the number one beach, equity and ownership. God bless.
Right.
We'll see you next week.
Right.
Another banger, baby, calm down. calm down. Yo, this your body, it puts in my heart for lockdown, oh lockdown. Yo, you sweet life, phantom, phantom. If I tell you say I love you, you know they for me, young girl, oh young girl. No, tell me no, 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 oh, 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 oh. Baby, come give me your lo, 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 oh, 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 oh. You got me like.
Happy summer, everybody. We got an amazing opportunity for you to join the Pom Pom lifestyle movement. That's plenty of money and peace of mind. First, I'm going to give you a master class. It's going to teach you how to buy businesses, buy real estate, leverage the tax laws, and do it interest-free for 18 months to build credit up to $100,000 to acquire the asset. As a bonus, I'm going to give you one consultation with me, one consultation with Financially Free D. As a super bonus for the first 10 people only, I'm going to give you a live stream of my keynote speech at the Black Travel Expo and show you how I buy resorts, build businesses in Zanzibar so you can take a bite out of Zanzibar. On top of that, I'm going to give you another bonus, live stream from Zanzibar. I'm going to walk you through all the properties and the conference, and all you have to do is hit that link. I'll see you in Zanzibar. Come join us on the Beaches of the World Club. God bless.